How did I find my first investor to fund my property deals? So if you're watching this video thinking, hey, I would love to get into property, I can't wait to do up properties, sell them on, make big profits, flipping properties or investing in properties, but I just don't have the money. If you're in that situation right now, I've been there. Starting out my property journey, I didn't have the funds to buy property. There was no way for me to move forward other than learning how to leverage other people's money. So my first investor, I literally met, I was in an office, in a shared office, starting a company. My first ever company was a recruitment company, and I set it up during a recession. I remember just cold calling day in, day out, trying to find vacancies to recruit for. I even had a couple of people laugh at me on the phone when I was asking to see if they had any vacancies. That's how tough the market was at that time. Now, I made it work. I made a profitable company. It didn't set the world on fire, but I was able to make a living out of that. And it was my first business. So it was a great experience. And through that process, I actually met my first investor who funded several property deals thereafter. And it was just a chance meeting. So I got to know that person. We built a relationship from there and ultimately worked together for many years, funding deals. So he had the funds, I had the property knowledge, the time, the expertise to go out there and make something happen. I could find the deals and manage the refurbishments. He could fund it. We ultimately worked in that way. So I've also found an investor just when I had to, I suppose is probably the best way of describing it. Sometimes when your back's against the wall, you become very resourceful, and you become more resourceful than you ever thought possible. So this is why it's often great to go out there and learn how to find a great deal and understand what a great deal is. Because when you can do that and you actually have a great deal, all of a sudden you become very resourceful at finding the money to fund that deal. I remember one of my investors, this was a different investor, but one of the investors I found to fund the deal was after I'd been to auction, I had committed to buy a couple of properties already with another investor. And I also then thought, well, this third deal was too good to be true. I'm going to bid on this property thinking that I would find a way to fund it. And guess what? Bid got accepted. And I was committed to buy a property at auction that I had no ability to finance. Now, I don't recommend you do this, by the way. This is a bad idea. But what it did is it got me more resourceful to speak to a few people and find the money. And it turns out that someone I met years ago, that I kept in touch with, had some money, and the timing was perfect. I would never have expected them to be an investor, not to fund my deals. But you know what? Investors can come from all different places. Yes, you can meet them at property networking events or business networking events, and you should be out there doing that. If you're looking to if you're looking to raise finance, if you're looking to get finance for your deals, you should be out there at these events regularly, because they can be a great place to meet people. But also you can meet people in the most unexpected ways, or people that you never thought would be investors could ultimately become investors if you are keeping in touch with them and you tell them about what you do, and you can solve a problem. See, for a lot of people, they have money in the bank that's not working hard enough for them. If you have got the belief, the confidence to go out there and find a good deal, and you know what a good deal is, to make it work, to manage that refurbishment, to keep the cost down, to make the profit as high as possible, then you can comfortably pay your investor back generously. You'll make a lot of money for your investor as well as yourself. So it's a win-win scenario. So there are people out there that you might meet in the most unexpected of places. But my first investor was in a shared office. You might meet your next investor when you're playing football or tennis or whatever it is that you do. You just never know where that next person might come in who's got money. And they're not necessarily scary people that have got, all these unbelievable expectations and they're really hard-nosed or whatever else. They could just be normal people that just happen to have a bit of money and they're looking to invest in you if you give them a reason and you can solve a problem. Their problem is their money is not working hard enough. Your problem is you want to do more deals, you don't have enough cash to do it. So that can come together really well. So talk to people about what you do and you never know where that next investor might be waiting and could be ready to just fund your next deal. So hopefully you found this video useful. If so, go ahead, smash that like button and subscribe to this channel, and you'll see me again in the next one very soon.